Greetings my friends and welcome back to the Home Slice. We're out here to clear some invasive tree weeds again with Mara here. How are you doing, Mara?
Yeah.
You doing good? Nice. Are you excited to play out here in this magical forest?
Yeah.
The cicadas are pretty loud, eh?
Yeah.
So loud today. Sorry if that distorts the audio. Anyway, in keeping with last episode where I had hatchet versus tomahawk and tried those against one another with the hatchet winning, we have a very similar model of Wetterlings, I think forest axe, small axe, versus cold steel warhawk. We're going to see how the utility aspects of this monster are. Now, I have to say, in contrast to the tomahawk, this cold steel, I don't know what it's actually called, but this cold steel warhawk was actually much thinner behind the edge, so I'm actually excited to see if it cuts well. I must say these Wetterlings models seem like they get pretty beefy in the convex right here out toward the tip, and I think they'd be good for splitting and cutting, like multi-purpose, but I'm not sure how this is going to be for cutting because it seems like it reaches quite a large thickness. Do you have any thoughts about the axes, Mara?
Yeah.
Do you like this one?
Yeah.
What do you like about it? It looks more normal.
Yeah.
It looks like less of a weapon to hurt people.
Yeah.
I like that about it too. I'm a little nervous about the pokey part on this one. I don't want to hurt myself. What do you think about that axe? You think it's a little weird? You know, I think I would feel a little weird if I was seen in public with this axe because it would look like I wanted to hurt people, where if I was seen with this one, at least if I was out in the country, it might look like I'm working. You think that's accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll get some use in on these guys and then I'll sum up my thoughts with Mara afterwards.
Winsome whistling wind, let me listen in. I chased you through these trees and tasted your tender breeze. You're on the tip of my tongue, but we've only begun. I tracked your trail to these winsome woods, where I finally found and understood. Oh, you've been filling my lungs. You've been hunting me down. I thought you were the wild one. My taming begun. You wake me in the morning, safety is becoming my love is never fleeing, the same in every season. Not alone.
Okay, sorry for the harsh light. It's really bright and hot out here. By all accounts, the Wetterlings should be better at thicker stuff, being an axe made for this sort of work. So I'm gonna just reverse roles, and I'm gonna chop down this smaller one in the distance with the Wetterlings, and the bigger one with the cold steel warhawk because so far my experience has been I actually like the Warhawk better, which is a really big surprise to me. But I'm going to do this one and we'll see if the trend continues. That's not a bad result. Just kind of breaks. Kind of breaks these things without doing much. The convex kind of ejects pieces out, but it doesn't penetrate very far. They kind of get broken. Like here, you see it sunk into there, and then it snapped this thing down to there because it stopped cutting. Because the convex was so thick. So it's doing the job, but it takes a lot of force. It shakes around these woolly nightshade, which they have these spines on the leaves that get in your lungs. So it actually makes the job a bit more miserable, unfortunately. So that thing was probably about 3.5 inches in diameter over here, and probably about 1.5 over there. Got the cold steel. This one is probably just under 1 inch, and it's toast, cut clean through. This thing here will be the biggest tree cut down in this segment right here, this video I'm shooting right now, and it's probably you tell me, that's got to be 5 inches 5 inches thick. Here we go with the tomahawk. Man, guys, this thing just cuts better. Oh wow, look at that. That is wild. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back for like a sort of synopsis, but definitely liking this cold steel Warhawk way more than I ever thought I would. All right, everybody. Whew. Hot, sweaty day, eh? Yeah. Did you have some good adventures, Mara?
Yeah.
Cool. Cool, cool. Well, surprise ending, guys. I have been, as is usual, I've been like envisioning what the testing of these would be like. And I really thought this Wetterlings Axe was going to just cream this Tomahawk. But I have to say, I think the Tomahawk won. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I don't like this kind of gouge, or I don't know what you'd call that. Yeah, there you go. I don't really like this point on the other side, because when you're walking around in slippery woods, if you're holding it like this, there's always some scary thing aimed back at you if you were to fall on it, and I don't like that much. So I had to remember to take my thumb and push it kind of like that, so that if I fell, my hand would fall flat and the two blades would be flat against the ground, so that I didn't impale myself. We don't want that, do we, Mara? So that was a bit dangerous. Although, we found a cool use for this, didn't we? I was like sliding down this hill a little bit because it was really, really slippery, and I flicked this thing around and plunged this into the ground, and it caught me kind of like a ice pick on a mountain. And I clambered up a little and then stuck it in again and clambered up a little. And you could use that for climbing, which is pretty cool. The only scary part is that there's a very sharp edge facing back at you as you're climbing up, and I don't love that. overall, I would love to find a tomahawk of this style for this kind of work without a sharp point on the back. So if you guys know of anything, let me know. I think the thing about
maybe,
this, yeah.
Maybe you'd be happy with one of those, with one that has that blade and another that just has that.
Yeah, maybe so.
And
or
bring
like
them
a
both
kind of
out.
hammer side, like the other one has, instead, so that it wouldn't poke you if you fell on it. Yeah. The utility of this, like you can grab it here and swing, you can grab it up here and push through, and I was clipping through ones up to like 1/2 inch thick doing that, just pulling them tight and clipping them. You can go all the way back here and do extremely fast and powerful one-handed hits, and you can get both hands and get even more power on it. I think that what I'm realizing is that for this work, a thin geometry is really nice, and actually a lot of speed is nice, because then you can pack something lightweight around and penetrate really deep. I guess the ideal blade for this, in my mind, sort of becomes like something more knife-like, because this is more of a knife kind of thickness and amount of metal. That metal ends here. More like a knife with a long lever on it so that you can swing it. I think I probably gotta buy a Terava Skrama from Finland and try it out, because that seems like it fits the bill. Excuse me. Overall, I like this axe. This really drives home the point, though, that geometry is everything on an axe, and you need the axe to be thin where it needs to be thin and thick where it needs to be thick, and this one just didn't quite do it for me, to be honest. So surprise, surprise, I declare this Cold Steel Warhawk to be the winner. I'll do some sharpness testing to show you how sharp it still is. If you want to see the last episode where the Wetterlings hatchet totally creamed the other tomahawk, it's up here now. For all the rest of you, I'll say peace out from the home slice. Bye.